He's trying now.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah. Uh-oh.
This is just in case you slip up and say
Oh no! She's cancelled.
How are we doing today?
I'm good. It's been a very good day. Preston, yeah.
We know how to do things here, don't we?
Yeah.
Preston.
Is giving.
Well, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, friends and friends, give a big round of applause for Joe Martin. Pretty sure though that we can go a little bit louder than that, so a big round of applause! How was your journey up?
It was a wonderful journey until the train started going backwards because something happened and we were like literally about 2 minutes from Preston Station. They said something's gone wrong, we've got to start reversing. So, but we made it.
Nice. Well, it's nice to have you. Thanks for taking time out to spend with us.
Yeah.
So let's kickstart it then. So for people who, I'm assuming that every single person in the room knows who you are and what you've been doing,
Okay.
but for those people who might need like a little bit of a reminder, just a bit of an introduction to who you are and some of the work that you've done.
Oh my goodness. Well, I've been acting for 30 odd years. That's a really long time. Obviously, a lot of you are here because I played Doctor in Doctor Who, the fugitive Doctor. In terms of other jobs, oh my God, you really need me to go through some of them. Holby City, I was in that for a good few years. Lots of different comedy shows, Back to Life, drama, murder mysteries. At the moment I'm doing a series called The Marlowe Murder Club, which is shown in America and here. We just started the second season, we finished filming that a little while ago, so season 2 is on its way. If you haven't watched it, find it, Marlowe Murder Club. It's the same guy that wrote Death in Paradise. It's like a gentle kind of murder mystery. We're solving crimes in Marlowe. We're catching serial killers in Marlowe. And Marlowe is beautiful, so it's a wonderful backdrop, and there's the 3 of us trying to solve crime. Yeah.
Amazing. And you've had an extensive career, let's be honest, like going back years. How did you get into acting, and who were some of your biggest influences at the time?
I suppose I started doing youth theatre in East London, and there's a famous old theatre that's really old in Stratford East called the Theatre Royal Stratford, and they used to run a youth theatre there, and I joined there when I was really young. And there was a really iconic artistic director there who sadly we lost this year, called Philip Headley. And without him, I wouldn't be sat here today. So he was my biggest influence. He was an amazing director, an amazing, someone that would, he kind of rescue people, young people, and he rescued me. Yeah.
And obviously, our front row will tell you, there's a huge Doctor Who audience here, and you fell into the Doctor Who universe.
Did you say fell? Mate, I had to graft. Mate, I wish I'd fallen into it. I had to audition. I had to do all the stuff that you do as a jobbing actor that we do, and it's not easy. But you know what? When they say yes, it's the best feeling in the world. But I'm sure you all know, I didn't know I was auditioning to play a doctor. You've all heard that one before. And I think, as I said before also, if I'd known I was auditioning to play a doctor, I would have flopped the audition. I would not be here now. I would be here, but in the audience.
Well, this was going to be my question. Like, what was the process for you to get that role? And obviously, as you said, you didn't know anything that you were going to be playing the Doctor. So
yeah, I remember my son saying, he doesn't really watch anything that I do. Apart from I did Wizard vs. Alien some years ago with Russell T, and he watched that. And he said, boy, he's a big Doctor Who fan, so to him, why don't you get an audition for that? Why don't you, so when I got the audition, I said, I've got audition for Doctor Who playing who, and I was like, oh, I don't really know, and and then it was kind of like the sort of tour guide vibe, but the tour guide was flying some kind of ship, and I was like, oh, why is the tour guide? That was the scene that I had to audition for, but it didn't even cross my mind. Why would it? So that it'd be a doctor, because, fair enough, we just had our first female doctor with Jodie, but I didn't think they're going to cast, another, and not just that, an older, middle-aged kind of, well, I'm not that old, just calm down. a middle-aged, black woman who's not a size 8, in that role. It's a really thinking outside the box, I think you'd say, that kind of casting. That's why, because normally all you Doctor Who fans, you're so smart. If there's anything going to be happening in Doctor Who that's a secret, you guys find out. No, exactly. Ha, you got flopped. No, but I remember we were filming at the Canterbury, the cathedral, and obviously a lot of fans knew we were filming there, so they were turning out, and they were obviously wanting to see Jodie or whoever they could see, and they were like, oh, you're in it, I'm hiding it, out the way. Excuse me. And so, like, a year later, when they realised the amount of stuff I got on Twitter saying, I was stood next to you, I could have taken a selfie, do you remember? So that was, yeah. What was the original question? I've rambled. I've gone off topic, have I?
It was, I can't even remember myself.
Can any of you remember what the question was? Oh my God.
So the question was what was that like? The process of getting that audition, going through that whole process.
Yeah, it was quite something. It was, and the thing is, it wasn't you say a whole process. It was actually sometimes on these kind of jobs, you go for initial audition, then you wait for like weeks, and then you might get a recall. So they say, well, we kind of like what you did, but could you do it again? And then they'll whittle it down, and then all in all, it can take sometimes up to a month before you know whether you got a part or not. This happened really quickly. I went in, did the audition, and I think it was a matter of days later that I got the call saying, oh yeah, you got the job, and then to find out it was for a doctor, and then to find out the job I was filming on, there was a one-day crossover, and I was filming with, not to drop names, Idris Elba. It was a series called, God, what was it called? My husband's out there. What was that series called? Oh,
Escapes me, man.
God. It was a comedy show based on Idris Elba's life in East London. Anyway, I was doing that, and there was one day that crossed over into Doctor Who, and nobody could shift it. The people that the Idris Elba show, they said they can't lose me on that day because they'd hired a hotel, and all my scenes were in this hotel. Doctor Who people said, no, we can't shift up, we can't stand everyone down for that day. And so technically I kind of lost the job. Not technically, I did lose the job. And I've never heard my agent cry. And she cried. And, but I didn't cry, I was sad, but I was kind of like, what's for you is for you. And if it wasn't for me, imagine someone else getting that call and going, you what? Someone else was going to get that call. And but to cut long story short, in the end, Doctor Who people moved that day, and I had to rap on Idris's thing on whatever day it was and go straight to Wales that night and then start filming the next day. So it was meant to be. Had my name on it.
So with that in mind then, what was the creative process behind you creating this very respected, very well-known doctor now? What was the creative process?
Well, it was interesting because I was given quite a lot of freedom with her, which was great. And also, the team had already written the most amazing script. The whole thing of, the journey of how you meet my doctor was terrific. And also, what was really important as well, because I think a lot of actors will tell you that your costume, what am I going to wear? Who is this doctor? What does she represent? And we all kind of agreed that this doctor, she's quite structured. And she's quite an authoritarian, you know what I mean? There's something about her with a kind of quirky side. And then we kind of thought of something that's quite, in terms of, she needed a suit. Whereas Jodie was very kind of like that kind of loose kind of, which was her vibe, which was really amazing. This vibe was more, I suppose, Peter Capaldi, that type of structure. And then our designer had the genius idea of having, you know, that wonderful shirt as a nod to Africa, Mother Africa, and then the rest is history. And my Doc Martin boots, watch out.
So, what was it like being on the set of Doctor Who in that storyline with Jodie?
Well, Jodie has become a friend now. She is such an open actor. She's supportive, she's generous, and she's funny. You know what I mean? We have a laugh, we play pranks, there's a lot of fun to be had on set with Jodie, and she talks really fast. And she talks to everyone, doesn't matter who you are, from the cleaner to the exec to everyone's getting the same vibe and the same kind of energy, which is a beautiful thing. She doesn't have that, she hasn't got that snobbery that sometimes can be in our business. You know, if you're not this person, if you're an SA, oh, don't talk to me, if you're not, it doesn't matter. And that's how it should be, you know what I mean? And what else what did you ask me?
Just what was it like on set?
Yeah, and just the whole, like we had a scene one time where we had to learn the same lines. I don't even remember that scene where we kind of mirroring each other and she says the same thing that I say. It looked kind of effortless, I'm glad it did on screen, but actually trying to get that right, oh my gosh, we were bashing our heads against walls. I forgot to do it again, and again, she'd miss one line or I'd miss one line, and we'd, you know, overlap each other, and it was just, you know, but ultimately a complete joy, and also getting your own TARDIS. Can you imagine? Them coming on and they saying, oh, you've got your own TARDIS, and one of the things you learn as an actor when you're filming is continuity is key, right? So whatever you've done in the first scene, in your first wide, you've got to repeat on all, other shots. So you try and keep it simple. So if I said, so what's going on? And I pick this drink up. I go, okay, so I picked it up there, you mark it. You go, okay, I scratched my nose there. You mark it. So you don't do too much. I like to do still acting, right? But as soon as I got on set with that, with the TARDIS, I'm doing the scene. I'm pressing buttons. I'm turning. I'm pulling levers. I was doing everything and having a great time until when we come to the next shot, the next close, and the continuity person came up to me, Joe, on this line, when you said that, you pressed that, and when you said that, you turned that, and when I was like, oh, how am I going to do this? So yeah, I was like a kid in a toy shop.
So let's talk about the buttons then, in the TARDIS.
Oh yeah, the gadgets, yeah.
Are you given any like scripted actions to do, or is it literally just free reign, press whatever?
It was free reign. Which is why I messed up. It was absolute free reign. It was, I messed up so badly. I pressed and pulled and this and that. They wanted me to feel free in this TARDIS to make it feel like it was my home. So no one gave me saying, oh, on this line you got to do this job. It would have been better if they had. It would have been better if they had, because I was working alone, fella.
So going back to what you said before about like behind the scenes with Jodie, and you said that you like she's one for playing pranks. Have you got any funny stories that you'd be able to share?
They're all X-rated. I cannot. I literally cannot. I would be cancelled again. I suppose it's just things like we'd impersonate each other, do you know what I mean? Doing funny voices and, taking the mick out of some of the crew who had their little habits that they would do, and food. It was always about the food. Joe, what we're going to have for lunch? Come on, let's have this. Oh, I know. Joe, no. Let's send out to Wagamama. She loves the Wagamama, does Jodie. So we ate a lot of Wagamama. Free advertising there. There are other noodle shops, sorry.
So, a question that came through from online is, could the fugitive Doctor ever make a comeback?
Listen, here's the thing. You all know from, watching this show that everybody comes back. Everybody comes back. So, I think it would be most unlikely that I wouldn't come back. That's as much as I can say. So watch this space, is what I say. Yeah.
It nicely leads me on to my next question that came through online as well. So somebody had said that you did such a fantastic job that they would love to see you being the Doctor full time. And then when you look at online reviews or online comments, there is a recurring theme. They would absolutely love for you to play the Doctor full time. How does that feel, knowing that you have won the audience around?
Oh, it's a lovely compliment, you know what I mean? It's a real warm feeling, and it just validates what you've done. And as I said, I think all things are possible, you know, and I just love the support and the love from the fans. And I think once you join a family like this, you never walk alone. I think that goes for all the actors involved in a show like this, all the fans. You don't walk alone anymore because it's a collective. Yeah, big Whovian family. And what's beautiful about it is that, you know, in some places you'll go and some things you'll get involved in where it's kind of a bit exclusive. This is inclusive. And even more and more so, this family is getting more and more like that. You know, able-bodied, doesn't matter what sex you are, your sexuality, your religion, it doesn't matter. We've all got a common cause, you know.
It's beautiful, all of that. Moving away from Doctor Who to...
No, don't do that. Let's stay on Doctor Who.
No, it's too late now. The words have left my mouth. It's canon. So, moving away from Doctor Who, you were in a very iconic British TV show, Holby City.
Oh, right, yeah.
And what was that like, being a part of that crew, that TV show?
Yeah, I mean, because I joined it near the end of its life, you know what I mean? I came on board and then the show ended. No, I mean, it'd been running for 24 years. It'd done its time. And when I joined, I did about 2 years of Holby, and it was, again, it was one of those kind of sets we walk on. It's like a loving family. Everyone's there to help, offer advice, because I'd never done a soap before where I'd been a regular character. And I take my hat off to all those soap actors because it's really no joke. It's really hard. I remember when I first stepped on, there was an actress on there, Scottish actress, what's her name again? Dawn Steele. And she came up to me and she goes, oh darling, you know, it could be hard. She goes, but don't worry, come to me. Jewel, if you're getting any problem. I said, darling, I've been in the game 100 years, I'll be fine. Cut to about 3 months later, I'm in a makeup chair crying, I can't do this. Because you have to learn lines rapidly. They would change things the night before. You couldn't get any sleep. You would just, and when you're a new character just arrived, they kill you with storylines to get the audience to know you. So you're on all the time. I was broken in that chair and I looked at Dawn and I was like, you were right. You know, and they were there to look after me and support me and help me through that rough patch. And then it became wonderful. You know, and I got to work with people like, you know, Hugh Quashie, who I just love him, who actually came and guested on the Marlowe Murder Club the other day. He played the love interest of our older actress on it, oh God, Samantha Bond, who's an amazing actress. Yeah.
Amazing. And then another show that you worked on, now if we take your name Joe and we add on a letter at the end of it, it will make Joy from Birds of a Feather.
Oh my God. That's a real long time ago. That's one of my first jobs.
Yeah.
My first telly jobs. Yeah, that was like, yeah, because my mum was, you know, she wanted me to have a great education, which she did her best for me to have that. And so when I said I'm going to be an actor and all that, that was like, no, that's a hobby. What's your job going to be? So she was so against my acting, but I just kept pursuing it. And then I remember when I got Birds of a Feather, and she loved Birds of a Feather. I thought, oh, now you're gonna love that I'm an actor. So I was like, Mom, I just got a part on one of your shows. What show? I'm like, Birds of a Feather. You know what she said? Are you guesting or is it a regular part? I was like, what could I do? So she still wasn't impressed. When my mother finally accepted that I was an actor and felt proud, when I phoned her up one day and I said, Mum, I just got this nice theatre job. Who is it? I said, I'm going to be working with the Royal Shakespeare Company. Oh my God! She's on the phone to the family. She's working for the Queen. Yeah, she's working for the Queen. But to her, the Royal Shakespeare Company, that was like she came up to Stratford-upon-Avon and just loving the life and, you know, doing the classics. And that's when she said, you're an actor. I accept it. That's when she was proud.
And this nicely leads me on to another question that came through online. So you've played a wide range of characters, from comedic to dramatic. Is there a particular genre you find most enjoyable to work to?
It's interesting. I suppose my first love is comedy, although I do love the dramatic. Do you know what I mean? But and when you can do both, like I've just finished doing a film, not just a film that's going to be released soon. I work with this iconic director, who some of you may know, and if you don't, look him up, called Mike Leigh. And Mike Leigh is just a legend in our game, and he's done some amazing films. And I'd always dreamt of working with him. He's one of the first directors I ever wrote to. After seeing one of his films when I was about 16, the film's called Meantime, and it had Gary Oldman and Tim Roth. Before they were famous, they were kids. And I was so shocked at this film. I couldn't believe, I thought it was a documentary, the acting was so real. And someone said to me, he has a process, he uses improvisation, he does this, he does that, he's got a certain process to get these performances. And so I sent a letter to him, which obviously never replied to. It's like, but cut to all these years later, I get a part on his film, which the film gets released later this year. So, yeah. So, yeah, I'd love to do some more Mike Leigh, but he reckons that's his last film because he's 80 odd now, but still going strong. Yeah.
Nice. That's it from me, but I mean, I'm going to pass it over to the audience. So, does anybody have a question that they would like to ask? Yes?
What was one of your favourite lines from Doctor? Because I think one of my favourite ones was the finale part of the Doctor when he said, next time, check the signs for hologram.
Listen, I bet you know my lines better than me. Because what happens is we dump lines. You have to learn so many lines. That's what we do. And what you do is you kind of get dumped. You know, I've gone on to do many other jobs after Doctor Who, but I will tell you, obviously, the favourite line, come on, I'm sure you can guess. Thank you. Thank you. Hello, I'm the Doctor. Yeah, let me start again. Yeah. That was just, I actually got goosebumps when I was saying that. I literally did. Yeah.
Thank you. Got a question?
Yeah, I know you've done Big Finish, and regrettably haven't listened to them yet, but we'll...
No, but you can't listen to them yet, because not out till next year, right? Am I right?
They're not released.
They've been publicising it now.
Okay, right.
Yeah, they're and apparently there's a trailer out, which I haven't heard. Oh, brilliant.
Just wondered how much you enjoyed doing that, because obviously, like you say, you were in Doctor Who, you see Doctor, you had the storylines, but to do a Big Finish and have it thrashed out.
Oh, amazing. So much fun. And you could sort of dive deeper into the character because we had more time, you know, and so you discovered more. You'll hear, I don't want to do any spoilers, but the scripts are really strong. They're scary, they're funny, they're heartwarming, and they're exciting. They really, really are. They've really thought about these storylines for this Doctor. And yeah, it's a real pleasure to sort of dive in and get your teeth, what? Get my teeth stuck in. Yeah, please stick them back in. Yeah.
Thank you. Any other questions? Yes.
Hi John.
Hello.
What's it like to have your own action figure?
Oh, now you're on the right subject there. I love this. I've got several around my house. There's one in the front room doing the splits. And because what's the great thing? Because they move. I couldn't believe it. The legs, everything move. I don't know if anyone's got one. If you haven't, go and get it. And the likeness is quite amazing. Like the side profile, when you turn it to the side, it's like, oh my goodness, it really is me. You know, I don't even know how to put into words what that feels like. It's you know, those dolls will be around a lot longer than me or any of us, you know. So a real pleasure and a real honour to be a part of that. It really is. Yeah.
Thank you. Robbie?
So, I would like you to meet my friend Oliver. My question is, how much doctors have you met besides Tony?
How many doctors have I met besides? So Jodie, I've met, I can't remember his name now. Please forgive me. I do have, tell me some doctors, name some doctors, I can say. David Tennant, yeah, I've met him once, yeah.
Tom Baker.
No, which one, who's the other Baker?
Tom Baker.
Colin Baker, yeah. Is it Colin Baker that I met? Was it Tom Baker? Oh my God. The Bakers always mess me up, man. Yeah. Tom Baker. And what's the other the little one? Sylvester. Paul McGann, yes.
Chris Eccleston.
No, I've not met Eccleston. No.
Eccleston's my favourite.
Oh, I tell you.
He's brilliant.
I bet he is. No, I'm a big fan of his actually, not just from Doctor Who. Well, it doesn't really count. I was in a bar that he was in. I didn't really. You know, I don't know if that counts.
There's Matt Smith as well.
Yeah, no, that's it. I haven't met, but so they're on my list.
Have you got any questions?
You got a question?
Yeah.
Oh, you've forgotten your
I
question.
said, you have a question and you said yes.
That's all right.
Never mind. You can forget. Listen, I forget things all the time, and my excuse is that I'm going through the menopause. Oh, bless her. It's not easy, you know. Oh, look, Batman. What's going on? Batman.
Does anybody else have any other questions? Yeah, at the front here.
Are there any monsters that you obviously didn't get to work with on TV that you really want to work with as over a big finish?
Those bloody weeping willows. Weeping angels, sorry. You know what I'm talking about. They scare the hell out of me. So I need to face them down. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Don't wish that upon me, please. No. Sleepless nights thinking about those guys in those suits. Trust me, isn't it mad? Terrifying, yes, a good shout. Yeah, maybe I should face those down.
We have a question in the red jacket. Yeah.
Okay, so in the audio dramas, is there going to be sides to the fugitive doctor that we've not seen on telly?
Definitely, many sides. You're getting the 360 of everything. Yeah. Yeah. You're gonna love it.
Any other questions? Yeah, at the back.
Fairy. Oh, I think we were talking about, like, earlier the question was, do I like drama more than comedy? Do I like, you know what, I remember you came and asked me about Back to Life, didn't you? And there's a comedy show I did called Back to Life. You guys don't know about it. I think it's still on BBC iPlayer. It's still on Netflix, actually, with a wonderful actress called Daisy Haggard, who's amazing, who also wrote it. I would love us to do more of those. I would love to do more Back to Life. They're amazing. And in fact, I came to the attention of the Doctor Who producers because of Back to Life. Because they were huge fans of Back to Life. And so they were like, oh, let's get that actress in that plays this particular part that I play, Rubbish Parole Officer. It's so funny, this show. Check it out. And because of that show, Back to Life, they had called me in off the back of that. You don't know why. You see that character, like, why would you think she could be a doctor? She's mad in that show. But anyway, yeah.
Any other questions? Yes, in the middle.
I was just wondering if you thought that at any point you might get your own sonic screwdriver, and if you did, what would you want it to look like?
My God, would I get my own sonic screwdriver? I think what happened in the series that I was in, the episode, the episode where my doctor was introduced, because there's a scene, I'm trying to remember. Yeah, no, I have a gun, because she said, because when Jodie produces her... Yeah, I've never seen it, didn't I?
Yeah.
And she's like, she's kind of evolved, that's minor. So I don't know. I think she might still be on that path where she's like, nah, maybe not. But who knows, you know, because I personally love us, you know, when I'm doing the pictures, I'm trying to steal sonic screwdrivers of people just now. Can I hold it, please? You know, because I didn't get to do one in the show.
What did you want it to look like?
What do I want it to look like? Like one of the old school ones.
Like
Back to,
TARDIS.
yeah, proper old school one. Yeah.
Any other questions? Yes.
Did you get to keep anything from your time on Doctor Who, like apart from the outfit or
Nothing. Nothing, because they have to keep it because they keep calling me back. So I can't take anything. So the day they kill me off completely, then maybe they'll make me take something, but there's always that chance I might be going back. So they keep it all in storage and I've got to stay the same weight. Oh, I'll take you with me like a ninja.
Was there a question at the back? Yeah.
This was like a really random question, but in any of your roles that you've gone on and worked with, have you ever fangirl with someone that you've worked with?
Fangirl was someone that, lots of people, I'm trying to think, oh God, and I bet the minute I come off there I'll be like, oh, I forgot to say, well, obviously, Mike Lee, but, you know, he's just like, I'm a huge fan of his work, he's such a talent. I'm trying to think, who did I, oh God. I mean, this is going back even more years. The first film I ever did was with Denzel Washington. And when he walked on set, I was like, oh. I mean, I would have been about 18. And he was famous then, but he wasn't as famous as he is now. He was doing the older people in this crowd might know, he was doing a hospital show called, what was it called? Sent Elsewhere or something? Do you remember? And he came over here to do a film playing like a Cockney soldier, which he didn't do very well. Did I say that loud? No, he did. He's a brilliant actor. There's no, I mean, Denzel Washington is just like the Don Dada. But him trying to do a London sort of Cockney accent was quite something to behold. Look it up. It's called For Queen and Country.
And we've got you on camera saying that.
Oh, no! Oh, it's AI. It's AI. I never said shit. I mean, I never said that. Children, cover your ears.
Can we get a big round of applause for Joe Martin, please? If you do have any other questions, and say, for example, something's just quickly popped into your head, or you're walking down and it comes to you, feel free to go head over to Jo Martin's table and she'll answer your questions, maybe sign an autograph for you, get a selfie, etc. So, yeah, thank you for your time as well, and thank you for your time.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.